I took a cruise up through the 30,000 Islands of Georgian Bay, and so that's where that inspiration came from. This is an inspiration from the back of the property where I used to live. I was out riding one day, I saw a pile of logs and a little chipmunk in and out, and so I did a little sketch when I got home. I imagined the well. We didn't have a well. This was up close to Sudbury on a misty day. This is Holborn Road and Highway 48. There's a derelict house there. I put a cat in there, so I called it abandoned. This is an old house in Elora. That's the shadows. This is up at Holland Landing. I call it Whistle Stop because it's by an old railway track. It's out of Holland Landing going up towards Highway 11. These are my old riding boots. This is Rapu that I made when I was in Elora. These are all barn situations. I took a course up with Central Ontario Art Association, and so I studied barns for a while. That's at Queensville and Leslie Street. This is Holborn Road and 48, and this is on Main Street North in Newmarket. This is at the back of the old farm, and there's a little pair of eyes in there. I call it hiding in the grotto. Was an experiment with rubber emulsion, and then you just draw and pull it out. This is up taking a walk, and there's a horseshoe. This is a schoolhouse just off the town line north of Mount Albert. This is a birdhouse north of Barrie. These are little scenes that I've done, and this is an inspiration from, of course, 30,000 Islands. So is this. This is a marsh. That's out off Lake Simcoe somewhere. And then this too is the 30,000 Islands. The birds are in the courtyard. That is the flood in the courtyard. That's a goose down in Elora. These are horses from the Mennonites in Elora, just up from a shop that I used to have. The lilies and the clematis are from the garden. This is from the side road. That's York Region. And there's Poof, like a dragon. He was taken out of my daughter's kitchen window. And that's my brother up in Flangrill in Wales.
Hi, I'm Catherine Bevick, and I wanted to introduce you to some of my sculptures. I sculpt in clay, wood, and a new item that's been brought to Canada about 5 years called Paverpal. And believe it or not, this chicken has a wire armature, and then it has an old t-shirt. And that's what the Paverpal does. It turns it into a sculpture that is very lightweight. Everybody that looks at it thinks it's metal, which I've treated it to look that way. And this one is called Paradox, because which came first, the chicken or the egg? So the wire sculptures that you showed, that she scanned first, I learned to do those at Halliburton School of Fine Arts about 15 years ago with Charles O'Neill, and I have a huge 5-foot earring at home. And then from the Paverpal, there's a little sculpture here around the corner of the snake charmer, and he has a female face. So the face is made out of female, but then again the sculpture is done on wire and done with the Paverpal that makes it hard. The little girl's the latest one I've just done. I'm trying to figure how to get her to stand up in midair with a chore. Her face and hands and feet are all hand sculpted out of clay, air drying clay, and the t-shirt dress is made out of Paverpal in the body and her little lace panties. So it's a very, very, very interesting medium to work with. Unfortunately, it comes from Belgium, and it's not inexpensive to buy here because of our price of our dollar right now. I'm a certified teacher, but I haven't ran courses because of that fact.
Well, my favorite flower is sunflowers, and I have been growing them for about 20 years, and that's how I started painting the sunflowers. For this painting, I searched out different fields of sunflowers. I found them on Highway 6, and Highway 8. I Googled to see where they are, and then I go and take photographs, put my easel, and paint there for the afternoon. Now, in order to get a painting like this done, first I decide what my focal point is. I wanted it to be here, so I started there pointing it down, and once I get my focal point so that everything goes right through the canvas and back there, then I fill the rest in from 100 photographs that I have. So every single painting that I would do would be different. Now this particular one is late summer, which would be more on the warm colors. And now the earlier ones, they would be green. And of course, the later it is, the more brown and warm they are. So, field of sunflowers. Capture the sky, that was my main point. And I was at a lake, and it was on location sketch, painting and finished at home. Same thing here, and of course here. I start to sketch right there, and then I finish with oils at home. These flowers, and there's a few of them right along, I would take silk flowers, and then I would buy real flowers from the florist, and then I would make the arrangement, and then just put it on the table, and I paint it. Now, I have this painting, Winter in Halliburton, and I have painted the same scene in a 10 by 12 from different angles, and then when I got home, painting a big canvas like this on location, the wind will just carry it away. So I have done a series of 10 by 12s. Then once I get home, and then I take a look which one I like the best. And that's where I painted this from. What I find, it's not what I paint when I paint, it's an artist's life. In order to just continue, do the best that you can, and just keep learning and learning until you're here.